So you might be at a place saying, how do I get my happy back, even after I've had a setback? Well, I am telling you, you are locked in to the right show, the right episode, the right podcast, the right video today, because I have hanging out with me in the virtual studio the lovely and dynamic Janie Medley. She's a fashion and lifestyle blogger from Richmond, Virginia, and her pathway has brought her to this place, and you want to hear all about it. Don't you move. You're listening to and watching the Sharvette Mitchell radio show. We'll be right back.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Sharvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Sharvette Mitchell radio show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Sharvette Mitchell.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sharvette Mitchell radio show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard and seen all across the World Wide Web. We are so excited that you stopped in to join us, because you know the goal of this show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And our content and our guests do that. Listen, you might be brand spanking new to me. You might be saying, hey, somebody told me to tune in. I don't even know who this girl is. I'm Sharvette Mitchell, founder of Mitchell Productions Consulting. We work with high-achieving women entrepreneurs. A few lucky men get sprinkled in, all around raising the visibility of their platform, their personal brand, increasing their marketing, and increasing all of their branding efforts so that they generate more revenue for their businesses. And this outlet, the Sharvette Mitchell radio show, is one of those outlets. Welcome to episode 707. You heard that right, 707. Let me greet a few people that are here. Shout out to my sister, my blood sister, coming on in and on YouTube. And we're excited to have Deborah. Hey there. Thank you so much for being here. Dr. Val, thank you for being here in the studio. If you are live, we are on, oh my goodness, 5 or 6 different platforms live. Let us know that you're here, that you're listening, that you can hear. And if you are new to the audience, shout out and let us know, because we want to show you and give you some love. Yes, we see you coming on in. Hey, Miss D, thank you so much for being here. Yes, episode 707. We play no games around these parts. Listen, this segment is brought to you by my 7th annual conference that's coming up right here in the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, the Platform Builder Summit. It is a business conference for women, women business owners, women entrepreneurs emerging in either of those spaces. And we want to help you amplify your brand and boost your profits. Join us. 4 Points by Sheraton, November 3rd and 4th, a Friday and Saturday. You'll hear a little bit more about it later on in the segment. Jump over to platformbuildersummit.com, platformbuildersummit.com. Listen, I want you to like, I want you to comment, I want you to share. Thank you so much. Oh, listen, you're supporting Auntie. We're glad to have you. Thank you for being here. You already love the energy. Well, listen, we are glad about that. Hello. Hey, girl. Hey, beautiful. Back to you. Thank you so much. Listen, let me tell you about our guest as we bring her on. She is in the virtual green room, ready to come up to the mic. She is a doll, DOLL, in real life. It's not always where I get to interview people that I've met in real life, and I've met this amazing woman in real life, Janie Medley. She is a fashion and lifestyle blogger based here in Richmond, Virginia. She founded and launched in 2016 Medley Style after going through an emotional ending of a 15-year relationship. She wanted to do something that would bring back a positive change to her life and inspire other women in the process. And she recognized that she loved fashion, so she launched Medley Style. Listen, and in particular, she is really keen and honed in on giving that style and those tips to women over 40. She has been featured in Essence magazine. She's been featured on the Tamron Hall Show, and she is a regular style expert on CBS 6 Virginia This Morning. I want you to put your virtual hands together. Now she will be able to add the Sharvette Mitchell radio show amongst other places. She's been on AARP and all that. Welcome to the stage. Welcome to the virtual stage. Janie Medley coming up live now. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hi, beautiful people. Hi, Sharvette.
Hi, I'm so Listen, we got the audience is saying, hey, girl, hey, coming on in YouTube. Oh, we are so excited. You listen, we see your community is here as always. Thank you for being new to the room. For some of you, if I don't know your names, thank you so much for being here. But listen, this is, I want to jump right on in. So there may be people that are saying, I don't even know what is a fashion blogger, what is a lifestyle blogger. Let's even start there. Can you just describe what it means to you?
For me, it's like a personal diary. It's like a journal. When I was younger, I wanted to be a model. So here I am at 64 doing this thing, you know.
Wait a minute. Stop the presses. 60 for 6 and 4.
6.4. Just celebrated 64 last month. As a matter of fact, July 19th, 64. Yeah.
Amazing. And so when did you know that this was a thing? This was something?
I think right after I launched, and I think just the first person who commented, you know, because it only takes one.
Yeah.
And then when Essence Magazine picked up on it and contacted me, I was like, wait a minute, you know, is this real? You know, so when I got published in Essence for the first time, when the article came out, because it talked about celebrating your fabulousness, how to get your happy back, so many women were emailing me, just letting me know what an inspiration I was. And at that point, Sharvette, I was like, okay, God, I get it. This is the purpose. It's not only about clothes, it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so recognizing that while something may seem, like you said, fine, cool, that there were people touched and impacted, somebody else was impacted by what someone might look at as something being a small or a light gesture of style.
Absolutely, because my thing was, we all have a passion, and I think we all have a gift to share. You just have to hone in and dig deep and find what it is, because we all have it.
Yeah. And so Essence, you know, contacting you, you've been on the Tamron Hall Show. Like, how did that connection happen?
You know, and that was during COVID, because the first time they contacted me, and like I said, you know, it's like when you see it, it's like, is this for real? You know, and I tell people all the time, you never know who's watching you. Yeah. So I just never got caught up into like the number of followers that I have, because if I have one, I'm going to treat them like I have a million, you know. And my thing is just to put out good content, just to be yourself, just be authentic, because we all are going through something. And my thing is, if I can share a little bit about what I'm going through, because I can only talk about my experience.
Yeah.
And so if I can share that, if I can help someone, then that's the purpose.
And so when I met you in person, I said, okay, first of all, you are an influencer. And I know that is a term you kind of a little bit reject, like, you know, but anyone that has over 20,000 people following them on Instagram, over 30,000 people following them on Twitter, I put you in the category of influencer. But like, what is the responsibility of that? Like all of those, you know, all those people that follow you and those connections, is there ever a heavy weight on that?
It's not a heavy weight, because the reason why I started Medley Style, because I wanted to encourage like the 40 plus women that we still had it going on.
Yeah.
Because when I first started at the time, I was working retail part-time. And I would listen to the women in the dressing room who were my age or older talk about, they were body shaming themselves. And they would talk about, you know, I'm too old to wear this, or I'm too whatever to wear this. I can't do this. I can't do this. And it would break my heart. So I wanted to start Medley Style just to encourage women, you know, you have to love yourself. I wear whatever looks good on me, I'm going to wear it.
Yes.
So it's like my age has nothing to do with it. If I'm feeling good, yeah, I'm wearing it.
Period. And listen, anybody could literally, if they need any kind of style inspiration, literally jump on over to your Instagram page, and you are always straight face or smiling or serious or laughing. You are always serving the looks. Like, how do you keep coming up with so many amazing looks and concepts?
You know what? It's just an energy. I surround myself with like-minded people.
Yeah.
The photographer I work with, the videographer I work with, the stylist that I work with, we all are like family. So when we get together, it is just like non-stop laughter. It's the support. It's even when we're out and about shooting, people stopping by,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, you look so beautiful. Are you a model? I saw you in Virginia this morning. It's just a vibe,
A
you know.
vibe, a whole vibe. Let me capture this comment. Dr. Jackie Maxwell, awesome. I'm so excited to hear the voice of wisdom with the beauty. I followed for a while. All right. Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Jackie. Yes, yes, yes. And listen, your nephew over on YouTube, yes, she be putting that thing on every time. I love it. I love it. And so let's back up. Let's back up, because listeners and viewers, you heard me mention that this snowball kind of got started from a place of, a relationship, 15-year relationship kind of like ending. And so
Yeah.
take us back to that, really like pre-Medley Style, and what even sent you down this path.
Yeah, when my relationship ended, and like I said, it was like after 15 years, and it was that was a rough time.
Yeah.
But my thing was for me to get over this and to start anew, it all began with forgiveness.
Mm.
So I would tell anyone, you have to forgive the person who betrayed you or hurt you. And a lot of times we have to forgive ourselves.
That part.
Yeah. So I think a lot of times it just, for me, it started with forgiveness, because I had to let that go in order to move on. So in my head, I was like, okay, God, what am I going to do? I just needed something
Yeah.
to get Janie back, to get my
Yeah.
happy back. In the process, I wanted to heal, but also help myself and help others. And I have to say, I love fashion. I don't care what I'm going through. The one thing
Mhm.
that always kind of gets me through is fashion. I mean, I could be whatever, but let me get up, get the face beat, whatever, get the hair, put on.
Yes.
I always tell people I dress how I want to feel, not how I feel.
Ooh, that's good. And if you all use that, make sure you quote Janie. Make sure you quote her. And so you don't, people always say, I don't look like what I've been through. I don't look like what I'm going through. But there is something to that physical change.
It just, for me, it makes me feel better. It makes me feel better. It makes me strive. Even during COVID, when we were home working,
Yeah.
I still would get up and get dressed like I was going in the office. So I'm never that person who like got on the Zoom.
Somebody either say out your amen, listeners. If you kept on your pajamas, say out your amen.
Yeah. And I'm not knocking it. Anybody, that's
Right.
you, but that's not me.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
2 weeks ago, I'm at a car wash, right?
Uh-huh.
The young man said to me, he says, you be fly at the car wash.
Yes. Yes. But it was all a part of get that happy back. How do I get that happy
Yeah.
back?
And so that was a healing process for me,
Mm-hmm.
because it was almost like, Sharvette, it's like I had to find myself again. It's like I would look in the mirror and I'm like, Janie, where'd you go?
Mm.
It's like I wasn't seeing myself, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And then one day, I got up, got dressed, looked in the mirror, got ready to leave out of the house, and I was like, okay, Janie.
That's right. When you pat your own self on the back, when you say she looked good right there.
Yes, and it just went on from then. But and it's like I feel like a lot of times when things happen to us, um, part of the healing process, reinventing yourself, but you have to do that through all the bad that happened, you
Yeah.
know. So there's
Oh,
a reason for it. You just have to move on and just you got to continue, because as my mom used to say, life goes on. Life is life, and life goes on because someone, stay in there with us. So
yeah, let me capture this comment from Miss Parker on YouTube. During our dark times, God always bursts greater. And so after this, this situation, then Medley Style, would Medley Style have even been come to pass, maybe?
none of that had happened, And the thing about it too, and we might not want to admit it, but for me, it was like God was showing me signs that I needed to get out of this relationship, but I was ignoring it. And I think the day when everything happened, I think God was like, okay, Janie, I have showed you many signs. You getting up out of this relationship.
Like there's no escape hatch. There's no like, this is
He
it.
was like, you know what? I'm tired of playing with you. I'm about to do something. Oh, you getting up out of this, And that's what happened, And the thing about it is, like, I don't wish ill on my ex or anything like that. I pray for him, to this day. That's just, and I don't wish him any ill. But think life happens. Life happens. And for anybody who thinks that they would not be betrayed, live long enough, you will be. You could be the betrayer, but it's going to happen. So.
Oh my goodness! One day, the rest of the story will be in a book that you will purchase from her. Oh my! The factory reset be so real. I like that. Yes, like getting all the way back, all the way. Address how I want to feel, not how I feel right now. That's that getting unstuck. That's that. Yeah, that sticky, messy, almost in the middle part that is tricky for people. If there's someone listening saying, "Okay, I might not want to click a like, I might not want to raise my hand and say I'm feeling what you felt and I want to get my happy back," maybe what's one or two like initial, like the first baby steps that you would say to that person?
Forgiveness, because I don't know what got you to that place.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking 9 times out of 10, there's either someone did something to you to hurt you. And like I said, it could be something that you have done to yourself. I think a lot of times we sabotage ourselves.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we feel like we aren't worthy, so we have to get around that. I mean, if you need to get therapy, because I'm gonna be honest with you,
yes,
I got therapy through that, and that was the first time. And the first day of my session, I said to the therapist, I said, everybody should come for this,
Yes,
that's part of the process.
Absolutely. And we are the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, Mitchell Productions. We have several clients that are a therapist and in that space. So anywhere you are, if you want to inbox us, message us, and just say, I need a connection. I also want to shout out Dr. Jackie, who's been commenting. She is a grief recovery counselor. So she is in that space. So because sometimes that is grief as well. So she could be another resource, Jack Lavelle coaching and consulting.
Absolutely. Going through that was grieving.
Yeah.
That was grieving. That's the best way I can explain it to you.
All right. How to get your happy back after a setback. Are there any setbacks that we can't come back from?
I wouldn't know. I'm not
she's like, that's too big of a question.
That's a huge one. You know what? That's a huge one. But for me, I think the I guess like the saddest thing that has ever happened for me was losing my parents.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was in here one day and I said to myself, I said, Janie, the worst you've ever been through was the loss of your parents. This right here you going through, this is a piece of cake.
Perspective. Yeah. Perspective. Miss Parker said, like my grandma always say, just keep on living. Lisa Shaw, I'm glad to see that you made the decision to take care of you. God's plans for you are amazing. And you look great. Doesn't she look amazing? Doesn't she? Yes. Oh my goodness, perspective is key. We're going to take a quick 2-minute commercial break for our sponsors. But when we come back, I want to hear a little bit more about like Virginia This Morning. You are logged all up and down. Like literally, you go to Virginia This Morning, their YouTube channel, like there's videos on top of videos on top of videos. I want to hear about like how you are like a regular there. And if there are any fashion tips that you might be able to sneak in for the 40 plus woman that's coming this fall. So we'll let you relax back in the virtual studio as we go to a commercial break. Thank you all for being here and for being a part of this experience. As I mentioned, this segment is brought to you by the Platform Builder Summit. Sometimes people say, Sharvette, why do you host conferences? This will be my 7th one. I've hosted events. I've hosted retreats. Why do I do that? In particular for women, I put together a little video that tells you why. Listen to it. There is something incredibly powerful about women business owners and leaders connecting. I mean, really connecting. Yes, online networking is great and it's convenient. However, there is nothing like the energy and vibe of meeting in person. It cannot be replaced. If you thrive in community, I encourage you to connect with and pursue your tribe. Maybe that's with a group of friends. Perhaps that is a local networking event or with women you connect with through a business program or cohort. Someone asked me, why do you host conferences and retreats and encourage your clients to do the same? I responded with a quote from event leader and small business advocate, Lauren Casilia. Your audience needs to know each other and you need to be the connector. My hope for high-achieving women entrepreneurs is that they have a safe space to be heard, to be seen, and to be free. And that is why I host events. So I personally want to invite you to be with me at the Platform Builder Summit for women only. Guys, I'm sorry, you're not allowed in this, but women only, women business owners, emerging entrepreneurs. Join us, 4 Points by Sheraton. Listen, early bird rates end August 31st. So you want to grab your ticket before then, platformbuildersummit.com. All right, let's bring our guests back up live here. If you are enjoying the segment, and I know that you are, shoot up some hearts, shoot up some love, shoot some comments in and continue with that as we continue with Janie Medley, fashion and lifestyle blogger. If there are people that are saying, how can I connect? How can they follow you on social media or wherever? Can you let them know how to follow you?
Hit me up on all my social media is Medley Style. My last name, Medley Style, Medley Style.
All right. There you have it. There you have it. So Virginia This Morning, like how did that connection happen?
That was such a blessing for me because, I just got out of my own way one day and I went on their website, found out who were the producers, and I sent an email introducing myself, telling a little bit about myself, and they emailed me back, and it's been, I think, maybe 4 years, I think, and it's like I'm family now. So that's been such a blessing.
So 4 years. And so how often can listeners and viewers see you on CBS 6? Like, is it sporadic or?
I try to do, at first it was a little sporadic, but now it's more like a once a month thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, I'll be on next Wednesday. So.
All right. So there you go. And if you missed any of it, you can jump over to YouTube. Literally, if you just put in Janie Medley, CBS 6, there's tons and tons of videos there or on CBS 6. Shout out to them and we've appeared on there before. So shout out to CBS 6 and all the good things. And I love that you bring on like models from within the city. So talk about the models that you use for the segment.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll have like women who are actually models.
Okay.
But most times I'll just have regular folks like myself,
Wow.
And I try to, cover everyone who I think is watching, their viewers,
Yeah.
And it's just been so fun. I've learned a lot. And I have to admit, since I've been doing this with them, the cameras and all, so it makes it a little easier for me. not so nervous as I used to be. And I just feel like with you right now, I feel at home.
Yes. That's how we want you to feel. I love that. Let me capture this. Nephew, is there a way for men to support? Yes, we actually have sponsorship options available at Platform Builder Summit.com. Let me throw the link up. So if you have a business or you have something, we do have sponsorship opportunities that men can partake in. Sometimes men will just say, I want to just buy a ticket or two. My pastor does that. Shout out to Bishop Joel Vincent Brown. Every year, he'll just buy a ticket or two and say, bless somebody with the ticket. So you could even do that. Thank you so much for that question. Listen, Miss Anderson said just followed you on IG. So you got another follower there coming on in. Hey Gwen, thanks for stopping in. Hey Mary, thank you. Loving you ladies. Listen, we won't stop. We cannot stop. Thank you so much, Miss Maria. Amazing. And so fall is coming, and oh my goodness, like what are the colors? What are the trends you're seeing?
Well, you know what? I'm not into the trends. I've never been like that trendy person.
Yeah.
Because my motto is, if it's still in my closet, it's still in style. So,
that's good advice. That's good advice. So any style tips you would give?
Well, I encourage everybody to shop your closet. Start there.
Yeah.
And you may only need some tops or accessories, a new pair of shoes, boots, So I would also start with your closet.
Tip one.
Closet. Yes. And tune in to Virginia This Morning, because next week I'm going to be talking about transitioning. So it's like where you at for the summer and how you can take it into the fall.
Oh, that's good. So summer stuff, how it transitions to the fall. Yeah. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. And when you so if we're on your Instagram, and like I said, like any day, anytime you just have these amazing like outfits on, do they get sent to you, or do you just look around? Like, I love this beautiful top you have on. And I think that's Tabitha Brown.
This is Tabitha Brown from last year. God bless me with they sent me a whole box of everything.
Okay, so see, I want to hit. So this being a fashion and lifestyle blogger, do brands reach out to you and
all the time?
So what is that like? Can you talk a little bit about that?
That is so wonderful, because it's like some of the I just received 3 handbags from Brahman, and these handbags were like $3.95 a piece, and they just sent them to you. I get stuff from Eileen Fisher, Telfar, and I have to shout out Dillard's at Short Pump Mall, because they let me come in and borrow what I want for the show. They let me come in and just like do photo shoots there. So it's just been a blessing. Great connections, and it's just giving back, helping each other.
Yeah. And so when brands and businesses, recognize you have an audience, and this is the crux of what we do, like Mitchell Productions, as a marketing firm, we're always working with clients to build your audience, because then that's going to draw your customers. And so brands and companies recognize, hey, this is someone, Janie, she's got 20,000 people just on IG following her. That's an audience. And so that's why a brand would be interested. Just want to do that quick little marketing lesson for those that are watching. And that's the importance of building up your brand and your following. Again, follow Janie, follow. If you are listening to this in the podcast version or in the talk show version, look down below in the show notes. You'll see all the links to connect with Janie. But listen, we're too cute for you to just listen to this in the podcast version or the radio show version. We need you to go to YouTube and watch this, or Sharvette.com and watch this. That's what we need you to do. Our time is winding on up. Yes, we love. Shout out to Dillard's. Listen, Dillard's is getting some love. Dillard's, you need to come on and do a sponsorship. Dillard's, you're getting some love with our audience here, and that is a blessing. The last question I have for you as we wrap up, I tell you, our time just
it flew by.
I know. So the goal of this show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And and it's been the same goals when we started episode 1. Now this is episode 707. And so we'd like to hear from you, and like to always ask our guests, with the goal of the show being to motivate, excite, and influence. We want to know what continues to motivate you. What continues to motivate you?
I think for me is I just love to give back.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm at the point, and I know this is all God, because whenever I'm at the point where I feel like giving up, I either get a DM or a comment from someone saying, Janie, thank you. You have inspired me to do, or I was feeling some kind of way today. I went to your Instagram. Thank you. You know, I always felt like that's that angel that says, oh, you're not stopping this. You're just beginning. So.
Yeah, so good. So good. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for those that are watching over in my Facebook community. Thank you, Elder Antoinette Hines. You said this was your first time watching. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. And listen, hopefully maybe 2024, if your schedule allows, we can get you to speak on the stage at the Platform Builder Summit. Look, I'm going to put you on spot. Like, I'm going to put you on spot right here.
Absolutely. I love you. And thank you so much. And thank all your listeners. Thank everybody for, tuning in today. I just love you all. I appreciate you. I appreciate the support. And I wish you all the best, Sharvette. All the best.
Oh, thank you. I received that. Thank you. Wow. If you missed any portion of this, listen, go back. Sharvette.com is one of the quickest, easiest ways to watch this episode. And then if you want to check out who's coming up or who's been on the show in the past, that's one of the easiest ways. All of the connection points are there. If you are a podcast listen person, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you've been watching on YouTube and you like this content, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, Miss Anderson. Thank you so much, Mary Miller. Thank you so much, Miss Parker. Thank you so much. It is a wrap for the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, and we're going to see you all later on the web. Bye.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Get Sharvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m., interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.